Do you want to start roasting your own coffee at home? You might want to look into the Zenroast. Over the past couple of days, I've been playing around with this thing, a handmade ceramic coffee roaster from Japan called the Zenroast, and in my opinion, it's yielded great results. The Zenroast costs £44 or $55, although this is excluding the postage. I live in the UK and I had to pay an additional £12 just to get it shipped. Alternatively, you can buy factory seconds and get a slightly marked one for around £35 or $45. I decided to buy it seconds not only because it was cheaper, but because the marks on the outside add to its wabi-sabi look. Both options come with a variety of choice for both handle and thread colours. You can choose between brown or beige leather with red, blue, mustard, brown and green thread colours for the brown, and brown or white threads for the beige. The Zenroast is 24 cm or 9.5 inches long and 14 cm or 5.5 inches wide. You can roast up to 100 grams of green in this roaster. However, if you're not careful, the beans can spill out, so I recommend a maximum of 80 grams. So roasting on the Zenroast is really easy, however, your hand can get hot. The handle itself doesn't get hot because it's protected by leather. However, because your hand is so close to the heat source, your hand can get burnt, so just be careful. I don't need to wear any gloves, I'm okay with it, but you might. Now, when it actually comes to roasting, I like to be able to visualize my roast and record it for repeatability. So what I do is I take a infrared thermometer like this, and I record the temperature of the beans every minute, so I have a timer going on at the same time, and I record the temperature every minute, and I voice record my roasts as well, so I can say the temperature of the beans and the time of the roast, so that way I don't have to put down the roaster in order to write it down. I then go back and plot it on a grid, and that gives me a roast curve. It's a very simple one of just the bean temperature and the time, but it gives you enough information to get an insight on how the roast did. I will go more in depth about that in a different video. Today we're just going to look at this and not the way that I actually roast. That's for a different video. So I'm going to do a roast as a demo just to show you how it works and what it's like. I'm using Colombia El Carmen from Rave Coffee Roasters. So I'm going to preheat the roaster. I like to use the small ring on the stovetop only because the larger ones can be a bit too harsh, and this will just heat it up and roast a lot smoother and a lot gentler. So make sure you've got it on a small ring, and we're going to heat this up to 200 degrees Celsius. So I've got it on a medium-low heat to gently bring it up to 200 degrees Celsius. So we're at 200 degrees Celsius now. So I've weighed out my beans. We've got 80 grams. And I'm gonna throw them in and start the timer there. And we're just gonna shake it like this. It's important that you constantly keep the beans moving as to prevent them from burning, because these will burn if you let them. Another thing you should be aware of is the fact that this gets pretty smoky. A lot of smoke comes from the beans, particularly towards the end of the roast, so make sure that you've got a window open or something. So we've just begun first crack, right there. We're going to take this all the way to the end of first crack. So we've just finished first crack, so we're going to drop here at 8 minutes 28 seconds. And there you have it. There are a few burnt beans, like burnt on one side. That's where I've stopped it to take the recording. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Let me try and get a better angle. Slightly burnt on that one there. But other than that, pretty good roast. Now, when it comes to clear up, all I do is just run some hot water through the Zenroast. Chaff can get stuck down the pipe here. Just run some hot water down it and it will pick it all up. And the stove top, again, simple to clean up. Just take a wet cloth of some kind and wipe up the chaff, and then just throw that in the bin. So while that coffee cools down, I'm going to show you a roast that I've done recently, and I'm going to taste it on camera. It's the same coffee, same roaster, and I'm going to try it in a V60. So let's give it a taste. Really vibrant acidity, strong taste of strawberry, also getting like almonds, what else, frangipane almost. Also getting some of those slightly nuttier, darker notes like pecan. One thing I've noticed with coffees that have been roasted in the Zenroast is that they have a slight smokiness to them, not in a bad way, in actually quite a pleasant way, given that you've roasted the coffee correctly and it's developed. But that smokiness doesn't overtake any of the acidity or anything. It's actually a really nice smokiness. So yeah, this coffee turned out really nice. I think the Zenroast is great for people who are new to roasting like myself and want to get into roasting for cheap, or the person that's looking to get more hands-on with their roast. This roaster provides insanely good coffee considering it's just a ceramic pot, and I love the fact that you have full manipulation and control over your roast. And that's my thoughts on the Zenroast. If you liked this video and you want to see similar content in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications, and I will see you soon.